Okay, here we go. The last leg of your research project journey. And if you have got this far, it means that you have very nearly finished or you have finished your outcome. Congratulations. Well done. You're nearly there. Promise. Now, one of the things that we have got to talk about at this stage is the fact that you might well feel that you've given your all and you have nothing more to give. We've seen it before. We'll probably see it again. It's because a lot of people, they work pretty hard for the research project, and then they do the outcome. You go, oh, wow, like I've done it. That was a mountain to climb, and hopefully you enjoyed bits of it, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, oh, that's it. It's done. And the trouble is that the evaluation, this thing that you're about to embark upon, is worth 30% of your mark. And you've got to give it your best shot because somebody else is going to be marking this, not us. And you're basically going to be up against the rest of the state. So, hopefully you've given yourself a bit of a rest at some stage, but now's the time to really kind of get going, keep going, and do the best you can for this piece of work. Don't throw your hard work away. I suppose that's what we're saying. All right. So what is this evaluation thing all about? Well, as I've said, it's marked externally. It goes down to SACE. It's marked anonymously. Somebody, preferably, hopefully, a teacher in the state, is sitting there over their kitchen table, and they are marking loads and loads and loads and loads of these things. It's worth 30%. And what it is, it's an evaluation in the sense of you're making judgments about what you have done. Now, what does it look like? Well, essentially, there are three parts to it, I suppose. The first part just kind of is a summary thing of 150 words. It tells the marker background information. The second part of it is probably the most important part, which is where you evaluate your research processes. In other words, where you make judgment about how you've done in your research and all your decision making. And the third part is looking at your outcome and saying to yourself, all right, how good is it, basically? What's good about it, what's not so good about it. Now, let me just show you a completed evaluation here so that you can see the different parts of it. Now, see here, 150 words of background stuff, and I'll go through in a separate little film what to write in that. Now, the red part, the bulk of it, as you can see, there we go, all of that. That's your evaluation of the research processes. It's you making judgments about what you've done in your research. And here's the last one here, the evaluation, your judgments about the quality of your outcome. And again, that will be the third little film, if you like, on the evaluation. Just a few things to point out whilst I'm here. Notice that your name isn't on this piece of work because it's anonymous. So you've got to make sure that in the header you put your SACE number. You put research project evaluation as a little title, and then underneath that you write out your particular research project question. And notice as well that down the bottom here, if you mention a particular type of research, a particular piece of research like an academic paper or a book or a magazine article, you need to reference it in the same way that you've referenced your outcome. Okay, I'll go through those different parts, blue, red and green, in 3 separate films.